Good morning. It is a pleasure to be with you this morning. This is early Sunday morning, nice and quiet around here. So I'm going to spend several hours with you and go over and try to get caught up with you guys. You guys are keeping me hopping. I hope this finds you well, and I hope those that are in pain and suffering are working themselves out of this, and you will. Just hang in there. Just realize that sometimes you can get real ratted out on this, and sometimes you have to take a little break. Sometimes you have to step it up even more. So as we talked about before, knowing when to hold them and when to fold them, so to speak. But always keep connecting to yourself. Always realize that you're the reality of your universe always. And don't let anybody take that joy away from you, no matter who it is. It's not worth it. You must always love yourself and love all that is. You don't have to always like everything, but you should always give everything love, for sure, because you guys are the way showers, and I'm real proud of all of you guys. You guys are really doing tremendous work, and it is good to be the way shower and to help those in need to overcome their issues. We as a globe should be doing that. But obviously this level has so much unconsciousness, and so much I don't like you and you don't like me and that sort of thing. Too bad. I thought this was cute. If you can see this, Drew put this up on the computer. Shannon put it up on the computer. And it's a kitty cat all laid out. And this I thought was excellent at detox. This cat's all spread out, head on a pillow. And it says, I may look like I'm doing nothing, but on a cellular level, I'm very busy. I love that one. I love that one. Cute. And that's a fact. You've got to relax, but at a cellular level, all the good food and herbs that you're using does its magic, and you get to relax and let it all happen. So that's pretty cool. You don't have to go out and pound the pavement. So I want to go through these things and all these questions, and hopefully I'll get a lot of them answered this morning, and I can get caught up here a little bit with you. I apologize. I've been real busy doing so many things, and I've got to think how I'm going to wrestle you guys in class. You guys are getting too smart for your own britches. I love it. Yeah, this is Breaking Glass 17. 22-year-old male with hair loss and raw food concerns. I appreciate this man. See, you don't have a name here. Losing hair he's only 22 years old and losing hair for the past 2 years. And if anything, I think you guys are getting from this video, the younger you are, the more in trouble you are. That's probably about the sum of it all, in terms of genetics, the lymph system, and all of that. We've had a period of time here in the last 40 years, 50 years, the baby boomers, 49, 48 up. Just massive toxicity, just massive amounts of toxicity. Don't care what food, what chemicals, what pharmaceuticals are put on the market. All about the money, not about the folk. It's just got a mess. And interesting, humans probably don't realize this, but they're terminating themselves, the species, by doing this. And for those of you that are smarter, of course, and you see how that fits in, for those that are following the path of rejuvenation, that's what's going to take place in their lives, is rejuvenation. So 22 years hair loss. So we know immediately hair loss. Go to the lymph. I always say when you see hair loss, think chemo, think acid. And if you relate all those three, it'll be very helpful to you, to understand that. They always blame hair loss on the thyroid. Well, let me tell you, by the time you're seeing the lymphatic problems in the head area, guess where else you're seeing them? Thyroid. Kind of like blaming diabetes on kidney failure. The wrong way around. Like I said, a lot of times allopathy starts at the donkey's butt It's getting pretty bad now, and I see that I've been suffering from sexual exhaustion, so I'm currently a celibate. Well, that's neurological. We're going to go right back to your kidneys and adrenals. And look at this, your adrenals, that's your testosterone, that's your autonomic nervous system. I mean, that's everything to a male and to females and all of that, of course. And so that's a big deal, absolutely. But you see how that reaches, since the kidneys filter the lymph system, how that reaches up in here. And always remember, you're going to find GI tract problems with you as well. So clean those up, clean your GI tract up as well here. I was obese from ages 7 to 19, so we're back to the adrenal glands again, and I lost the weight fast. I've noticed I don't really sweat, so we are looking probably at a little low thyroid to caboot, even if I exercise hard. So we're looking at thyroid. Check your basal temperatures under your arm, see what they are. Need to be, give me a 97.5 in today's world. I'll take it. Try both underarms, by the way. You got two thyroids. Even if I exercise, let me see. I also have occasional cold hands and feel, all right, yep, thyroid. I'm doing the raw foods and feel quite healthy, but the hair keeps coming. Well, you got lymph to move. You notice that it's not just enough to do raw. It isn't just enough to do raw. Used to feel like it was enough to do raw, but boy, as the years stacked on, I realized it isn't just about the raw. You know, that's why I think our friends at botanicals have a much more powerful effect, non-hybrid, of course, and you know, comes full bore with what it's meant to do. So we have to turn that way. I feel that I'm young and strong, good. I feel quite vital, and I can exercise well, but my scalp shows a different story. Well, it's your lymph. And the trouble is, this is El Brainer-Ruski, and this is the whole head area there, and that's not, you know, this is where you want to keep it clean. So definitely move lymph. So you're going to have to kick it up another notch. The raw food diet is great to sustain health and life, especially 80-90% raw. But when you're detoxifying, this is a beast of another color, and that's basically what this channel is about, is the art of detoxification, the science, the practice, and art of detoxification, which leads to cellular regeneration, genetic remembering of cells, and Wellville. And that is the sum of it all. Understanding the body's simply just a bunch of cells, two major fluids take care of the health of those cells, and the problems either with the cells or the fluids. Once in a while we'll get overgrowths of microbes or something, okay, detox them out, but go for the medium, go for the culturing medium. Same thing with viral loads. Don't always blame the messengers. Go after the causative factors always. I feel in my heart that raw foods is the way. Well, there would be no other way. Heart, mind, emotions, every other way. No, there's no way on this earth that you can show where cooking food improves it. The only thing you can say about cooked foods, it's addictive and a balancing factor when you're raised on it, and now you hit raw, and that move between the emotional crutches that they offer you and the openness and freedom that raw foods offer you. So there's using that to balance that, and while you're developing an emotional strength and fortitude. So it's definitely a process there, and can't wig out about it. You know, there's raw foods are always the best. I mean, it shouldn't be something that's cliquey. It is simply the way of life of all creatures on planet Earth and many other places, by the way. I feel in my heart that raw foods is the way to go, but on my limited budget. Yeah, but you ever buy meat? That I hear is expensive. So if you're not buying dead animal tissue and all of that, then you can afford to buy more fruit and berries, as far as I'm concerned. If not, you have to try to get into the frozen and stuff like that, because there are just certain things that are vital, and right now the health of the individual is vital. You got to think beyond your 22 years breaking glass. You got to think about what am I going to be. And if I culture a child, is that child going to be a superhuman? Am I going to develop this, bring this soul into a healthy body and culture this into a superhuman? Because we need people, we need souls on this planet to help us. These advanced souls that can help us and turn the corner on this extreme negativity here. Privacy organic food. You don't have to buy organic always. I mean, I think people have to get out of that kind of mindset. Sure, it's better. But if you can buy it and you can afford it, there's no question. I think buying the organics and the hydroponics, and of course, better yet, the oceanponics, is vital in helping us to, to show the farmers what we want. Supply and demand, no question. At the same time, you got an affordability issue here, and that's part of the sad, issue with this, is how much more organic foods can cost. And I find that's really not always reasonable. In the UK, I'm scared that I don't get enough and am already feel too skinny as a Taurus. I'm not sure if lower weight is good for me. Well, again, I'm going to tie this back to your GI tract again, since you're having head problems and hair loss. You have to go this. I've said this before, and a lot of you are beginning to see the connection now of the GI tract. If we didn't have iridology and we didn't have that, we probably wouldn't even think about it. Embryology is a great tool to show us that embryonic trunk there and the relationship of that embryonic tail and all the organs and glands of the body, of course, obviously tied to the brain stem. The thing is again, would be malabsorption. That would be the concern with you. If you were losing too much weight, you could be considering malabsorption, even though you previously didn't consider it at all. But with the hair loss and the concern with things going on up in the thyroid and head area, then you're going to find at least the transverse colon. But my guess is you're going to find at 22 your lymph system backed up all through you. Just what I'm seeing. Maybe I shouldn't be scared to just break right down to the right weight. I'm currently 6 foot and 155. Well, I was 5'9" at 156, and I couldn't break that. Looking back on my picture here, I don't know if you can see this. You're going to laugh at this, but this was me as a fruitarian. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that was a long time ago. And all I can say is that sometimes on the road to repairing, things get Humpty Dumpty, things get too skinny, and we've talked about this before. But you're on the road to repair all these problems and to put on some good muscle. Muscle is always what one wants over fat. Let me see here. My concern with you saying that hair loss is lymphatic congestion is that so many more men lose hair than women, and surely leads more women have congested lymph system, smaller amount. Well, I don't know what to say about that sort of thing. I've heard that. But it is what it is. You're just dealing with a bunch of cells and two major fluids no matter where you go. And yes, those cells can be genetics, absolutely. I think if you look at men that wear hats, you'll find the balding where the hats are. I never wear hats. Never have wore hats. Things like that. You want to get away from it. If you're wearing hats, get away from wearing hats. But I don't know what to say to you about that. A lot of women losing hair, my dear man. I get them in here all the time losing hair. They just are not as vocal about it. And a lot of women just pull their hair over their bald spots. So you'd be surprised that that statement isn't always true there. I'm just worried that it might not be a reversible. My plan is to reversible. You got to get with it, man. Yeah, it's all reversible. Heck yeah. I mean, you're going down the road of health and vitality. If you don't really catch it, then you gotta pull in your intuition and what feels right and what your inner guidance tells you and what you know to be true and go down that road. And that's true at any given point in your life.